Hey guys, Junaid from MENINFLUENCER here. Hope you look good, feel good and are ready to prosper, because in this video I'd like to compare Douche with Simp. So this isn't some clickbaity video. I'm actually gonna provide real value here, and if you stick with me till the end, you're actually gonna get some real deep dive knowledge and understand the real fundamentals when it comes to these two extremes. So if you want me to make more content like this, please let me know in the comments down below and give me some suggestions as to what kind of videos you'd like to see next. And if you're someone that stumbled upon this channel and would like to see more videos like this, please consider to the subscribe button and help your brother out, because I'm trying to aim for 10k subscribers, and therefore by you subscribing you really help the channel out. Anyways, with that said, let's jump into the video. So when it comes to the Douche and Simp personality, those are two extremes, and therefore I would like to focus on cold person versus nice guy first. So if you look on the screen right now, I've connected cold person and nice guy by using a line. So when it comes to most individuals, we tend to be in between cold person and nice guy. But our personality as individuals isn't stagnant. It fluctuates quite a lot when it comes to our personality, and thus sometimes you'll be more on the cold person side, while in other scenarios you'll be more on the nice guy side. And this fluctuation can be caused by several factors, such as the way you're currently feeling, because our feelings tend to have a huge impact when it comes to the way you react to other individuals. Thus it will have a great impact on your personality. Another component is your mood, your state of mind. So if you're in a quite relaxed state of mind, you'll most likely be much calmer and nicer to other individuals, while if you're in a quite intense environment, you may be more of a cold person. And the same applies to our energy levels, because our energy levels tend to have an impact on our emotions and on our mood. For example, music can have an impact on our emotions and our mood because of their energy levels. If music has low energy level, we might feel a bit more down, while if music has high energy levels, we might feel more hyped up. Another factor that may have some impact on your energy level, thus on your personality, is time. Because in the morning, after you just wake up, you're a bit more rejuvenated and regenerated, and hence you have more energy, while in the evening, after having a long day, you might have low energy levels, and thus you might feel a little bit more tired and you can't be asked to spend time with other individuals, and you might just want to have time for yourself. So in that particular instance, you might be more of a cold person instead of a nice guy. And the same goes for location, because if you're in school, university or work, most likely you'll be more nicer to other individuals than if you're walking on the street and some stranger is trying to sell you something. And thus these are the main components that have an impact on the fluctuation of our personality. And I understand that you might be a little bit confused and want to understand how this actually affects you and how it can help you. But please stick with me till the end, because all of these components will come together and will allow you to understand personalities much better. Because when it comes to these personalities, for some individuals, your personality might only lean more towards one end. And thus, say for example, you're an extremely nice guy and you might have a cold person side. Your cold person side might still be a nice person side for most other individuals. While other individuals might have high fluctuation, so they can have extremes. So they might be extremely nice sometimes, but at the same time, they can be a really cold person too. And when it comes to high fluctuation, you can also drive it into two subcategories. One being lifestyle components and the other one being time. And what I mean by lifestyle components is that some individuals might be a bit more of a cold person when it comes to some components in their life, while when it comes to other components, they're more of a nice guy. And let's take me for example. When it comes to me, I value my time quite a lot, and therefore when it comes to my time, I might be more of a cold person. But when it comes to other individuals and I having a deep conversation with them, I might be more of a nice guy. And the second derivative of high fluctuation can be subcategorized into short and long. So when it comes to a long period of time, think about people fluctuating when it comes to their personality due to all of the components that I mentioned earlier. So think about the way some individuals' personality has changed due to all of the emotions, the time and the location. Just for time, if you're someone that used to have a lot of time on hand, you might have been more of a nice guy, but now since you have a lot of things to do, you're extremely stressed, you might be more of a cold person because you simply don't have time for it. Because once again, our personality tends to be affected by our emotions, our mood, our energy level, our time and our location. And thus if one of those components is constantly changing, or maybe some of those components are constantly changing, it might really fluctuate your personality. Another reason of fluctuation of personality in a short period of time might simply be because some individuals are bipolar. But obviously the line that you're seeing on the screen right now are two very extreme ends. Because if you're 100% on the one side, you might be an extremely cold person, while if you're on the other side, you might be an extremely nice guy. But unfortunately, that's not where it ends, because this line can be drawn a little bit longer. And if you look on the screen right now, you can see two even more extreme ends. And these are two ends that luckily most individuals aren't in, but those individuals that actually are in one of these two ends really reduce their social opportunities. Because if you're a douche, no one will like you and no one wants to be around you because you're very toxic. While if you're a cold person, although some people might not like you, most individuals might still have respect for you. And the same goes for nice guy and simp. So if you're someone that is a simp, you're way too much and you're actually trying way too hard. While if you're someone that is generally a nice guy, people actually really appreciate you, and even though some individuals might find you a bit too much, but most individuals won't. And thus when it comes to being a douche and a simp, they should be out of the equation. The thing I want you to focus on is between cold person and nice guy. And I don't necessarily want you to have one of these extreme ends. I want you to have some sort of fluctuation. It doesn't have to be extreme fluctuation, because even a little bit of fluctuation can go a long way. Because if you're someone that's trying to be 100% cold person or 100% of a nice guy, it won't help you out in life, because most individuals will find you boring. While on the other side, if you're someone that's a little bit unpredictable and sometimes you're more of a cold person, while in other instances you're more of a nice guy, you'll be very unpredictable and therefore you'll be so much more interesting to talk to. Because when it comes to a lot of individuals that are trying to better themselves, I always constantly see that they choose one of the two extremes, while it shouldn't be that way, because your personality is meant to fluctuate. And the other day I was talking to one individual, right, and he told me that he used to be an extremely nice guy, but now he wants to be more of a cold person. And unfortunately, when society tells you that if you're gonna be a nice guy, you get your dream girl, you get your dream car, you get your dream house, you tend to actually become an extreme nice guy. And thus every lifestyle component of yours will lean towards being a nice guy. While if you want to be someone that's a very interesting individual, you shouldn't do that at all. You need to actually have some sort of fluctuation. And that's why I gave my lifestyle components as an example. Because obviously you don't have to follow my lifestyle components, but you need to have some sort of fluctuation in your lifestyle components. And I hope you appreciate this social breakdown, because when I initially started to better myself, I found it very confusing and quite difficult to understand everything. Because we as guys do not tend to have high emotional intelligence relative to girls, and therefore it was quite difficult for me to understand this. So literally after putting everything into practice in the last 6 to 7 years, because I used to be 14 when I initially started to better myself, and now I'm 20, and thus by reading a lot of books, doing a lot of research and then applying it into practice, I really started to understand social dynamics so much better. And thus I hope you really appreciate it, and if you do, feel free to share this with other individuals and you might actually help other brothers out. And that pretty much sums it up for this video. So if you really appreciate this video, please leave a thumbs up and let me know what kind of videos you'd like to see next, because this way I can help you out the best way possible. And if you're someone that's new to this channel, please consider hitting the subscribe button and help your brother out, because I'm trying to aim for 10k subscribers. So if you really found this video useful and valuable, please consider to do that, because that really helps this channel out. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day and I'll see you on my next video. Bye bye.